Olá pessoal, aqui é o Hiryu. Hoje eu resolvi trazer Sounds of Her Love. É um visual novel que já é um visual novel meio antiguinho, acho que ele é de 2007, 17, uma coisa assim. Eu não sou muito de visual novels, mas eu achei esse aqui muito fofinho, então decidi trazer para vocês. Vamos lá, vamos jogar. Meu nome Hiryu. Something's ringing. One stop. My hand nimbly reaches out towards the noise, but I can't seem to locate it. Oh, must be around here somewhere. I sense something rigid at my fingertips. Suddenly, I hear a loud crash beside me. The ringing stops. Eu também não vou falar. Bom, vamos lá, eu vou continuar traduzindo. Pode ser que eu coloque umas legendas, mas vamos lá. Vou continuar lendo. Forcing myself upright, intense light greets my eyes. Beside me stands a hazy figure I can make out. Mother. Do you mind not make so much noise in the morning? Your sister is still asleep. As my eyes adjust to light, I see my mother standing beside me. I look downwards and see my table lying on the floor. My alarm clock just next to it, broken to pieces. I'm not cleaning that up. Get up ready for school and come downstairs. I made breakfast. My mother walks off. I don't think she's particularly happy. Né? Quebrou o relógio. Well, I doubt many parents will be without children created such a ruckus. Still, this was my fault. I was half asleep for crying out loud. I pry myself away from the bed sheets and pick up the table and the broken alarm clock off the floor. I check what the clock wants to read and conclude it's almost 7 a.m. Unfortunately, today is Monday, so it's back to school with me. Although it's cliché, I'm not really looking forward to it. You that I dislike it, but you think after transferring rules, things will be a lot more lively. So far, nothing out of the ordinary has happened. Though, I can't really expect life to be like that. This is a manga after all. Opening my drawers, I pull off my uniform. It's still as good as new. I haven't had much time to read. I've only been here a week. For an international school, the uniform is quite generic. I was expecting something more prestigious. I was still Japan, after all. Even though I've lived here all my life, my mother was dead set on sending me here. She's not a native, so she at least wanted me to connect with her side of the family. Despite her premise that getting in touch with my Anglican heritage was a good idea, the school isn't even English, it's Welsh. I'm pretty sure that's the country north of England. I don't think there's much difference anyway. After finishing drawing up my blazer, I hear a shout from downstairs. Meu pai. Son, your breakfast will go cold at the rate. You may as well let me have yours if we are going to waste it. Getting out aside, I close the door to my room and hid to join my parents. Reaching the dinner room, my mother and father greet me with warm smiles. Maybe not so much my mother. I still think she's pretty busy. My father gives an empty chair a hot slap. He's still smiling all the while. Sit down, my son. You have a happy breakfast your mother would approve. Of course I would. I'll make it after all. In front of me sits a traditional English breakfast. Eggs, toast, beans, sausage, and the like. I don't think I can eat all of this. The empty chair stood out from beside me. I guess my sister finally wake up. When it comes to the morning, she's not very talkative, or noticeable to say the least. I'm sure she'll fire up later too. Oh yes, A beautiful family has gathered at last. My sister acknowledged my father with a quick glance and starts eating her breakfast in silence. Tell me, Hiru, how are your studies? That was that hefty fee worth it? The school is private and teaches a foreign curriculum, so tuition fees are quite large. Luckily my father can pay for it, and it's only for my final year. It's going okay? The initial buzz of it wore off after the third day. I guess it's like a normal school, not much different from the ones here in Japan. I did have an experience at the traditional Japanese high school, but due to our relocation to Tokyo, I had to transfer. If there was one noticeable comparison, it's the students. Most of them are natives, and a lot more are quite full of themselves. Even I'm half Japanese. Really? That much for a normal school? What was the point of the fee then? You want our son to have the best education possible, right? That? And he's closer to my side of the family. Reasonable. Tell me this too, son. Have you been speaking to any girls at last? Ai. Curioso. Are you really asking him that? But my parents and guys just stare off. Things like this happen all the time. For them, this is only a bit of banter. Checking the clock on the wall, I realize I'm a bit behind schedule. I give my family a farewell and head towards the door. Wait, that clock is... minha irmã no caso. I hear my sister say something just as I leave. Told she don't chase me after to tell me. It was strange to hear her at this time of day, but I guess I can't fret about it now. I continue in January on how I'm only just getting used to it. The street leading to the school is particularly empty. Only a couple of locals walking by and the number of students is quite low. Checking my watch, I realized that I had left considerably early. I guess the clock at home was a bit fast. A faint noise struck me from my wrist. Ahead of me, a female student, presumably from my school, picking up the contents of her bag off the floor. I guess she dropped it. I consider helping her, but by the time I move my feet towards her, she has already finished continues onward to school. She rubs the back of her head and her braids sway softly in the wind. Just as I pass where she was standing, I notice a small card on the floor. Instinctively, I pick it up. In my hands is a red card with what I assume to be her name on it. Seriden. Considering this is a Welsh school, I guess that's the origin of her name. I look up and she's nowhere in sight. Oh crap. Quickly set myself off, I run toward the entrance of the school. I just hope I can catch up to her. It doesn't take me long to get her in my sight. I call out to her. Seriden, you dropped this. Seriden turns around flustered, and I approach her with a ragged breath. Here you go.
Thank you.
She gives me a shy response as I hand her back the card.
How did you know my name?
It does look like she's very comfortable with talking to me. It's on the card? Tá no cartão. O cartão é teu, né?
Oh. It's pronounced Carrie, like a K.
Sorry, my bad.
Don't worry.
Carrie still looks rather uneasy. I guess some people just aren't that fluent socializing with others. Well, it's a good thing you got it back. I bought pretty early, so it would have taken a while for someone else to find it. By then, they probably would have given it to the lost and found.
Thank you.
She thanks me again, and her eyes are averted slightly away from my direction.
This card is important to me.
Maybe put it in a safer place? You will risk losing it then. I know I don't have the right to tell her what to do or stuff, but things like these are common sense.
I use it a lot. It's easier for me to reach it quickly.
I guess she's an avid book fan. She must be quite smart. That or she just likes books. I decide to continue the conversation. What sort of books are you interested in? Fiction or non-fiction?
I read a variety.
Well, that was a short answer.
I want to study literature.
She looks at me as she expects me to belittle her, though I completely deny her expectations. Sounds great. It's good to have something you're passionate about. Her lips move. I guess she can't stop herself from smiling. Moving my feet again, I set off towards the entrance of the school, turning around to face Carrie before I make any sufficient progress. It's still early, but we should still go to class. It's a bit cold, after all.
You're right. I need to check what class I'm in.
She doesn't know what class she is in. School started a week ago. Don't tell me she has amnesia. Carrie shyly passed me and headed toward the school, and I followed suit, heading toward my class. I guess she was a pretty interesting person. Class are well underway, and the class filled with a widespread sense of lethargy. It's a Monday after all, and lunch is just around the corner. Does anyone really want to learn about the structure of the inner mitochondrial membrane right before lunch? I lean back my chair and stare down at my notes, which are just a little more than scribbles on a sparse page. In the end, I can't really say I expect anything different when transferring here. After all, the basic principles of teaching are the same everywhere. There's no reason as to why this school would be any different. Though the extra language lessons are a pain in the ass. It says let out a small but definitely noticeable yawn. The teacher glares sharply in my direction. Ou seja, nunca boceje na sala de aula que tu sempre vai ser escolhido. Bored? Are you here? No, sir. Oh, that's a surprise. How about to answer the question on the bottom of the page 3 then? I look at the closed book in my desk and realize what the teacher is referring to. I definitely haven't done a good job at pretending to work. Still, I oblige and turn to page 3. Moving my eyes towards the bottom of the page, I find a question that's somewhat relevant to what I managed to hear during the lesson. What the space between the two mitochondrial membranes called? Is that the matrix? No, that's a bit aside. Well, boy, do you have an answer? E agora? Intermembrane? Intermembrane. Looking across the opposite page, I spot a diagram of mitochondria with a nicely labeled arrow showing me the answer. Intermembrane space, sir. The confidence in my voice, or more likely, the fact I got the answer right seems to have left my teacher surprised. Well done, Hiro. I guess you are paying attention after all. I certainly wasn't. The teacher continues on the lesson, leaving me to lean back in my chair once again. This time, I'll try not to yawn. Sure enough, class ends and I travel behind the mass gathering to exit the room. The crowd suddenly shifts. The class only has about 30 people in it anyway. I stagger behind the other students residing in the corridor and make my way to the cafeteria. Chatter radiates from the sweats of people in the cafeteria. I weave my way through those standing around and people walking in the opposite direction. The line is long, as always. Unlike most schools, the food here is actually quite good, so naturally is in high demand. I joined the queue students left famished by the morning lessons. Time slows as the line slowly inches forward. All of this for a sandwich? I know, mate. They're lush, aren't they? Made it 100% Welsh beef. That's what they say anyway. I think it's hard to believe they would import that stuff to Japan just for this one school. Eventually, I ended up gazing at what's on offer on the counter. To be honest, that guy was right. The beef here sure is lush. It's quite a prestigious school. I buy the sandwich and stuff it in my bag. The space is quite packed, so I don't find a place to sit down. Just as I'm about to leave, I spot a table that's actually empty. Well, almost. I noticed someone familiar eating by herself. It's that girl from earlier. Carrie, was it? I wonder if I should approach her. I hardly know her, but I kind of want to sit down. It's cold outside. Mas vamos, mal pode ouvir, né? Approach. You know what? I may as well approach her. She's alone after all. I've been in that situation plenty of times this past week. I know how it feels. One step at a time, I make my way over to the table. Her silky braids gently rest by her sides, and like before, her base only move due to her actions. As I draw closer, she takes notice of my presence and directs her head towards me. She hesitates to speak, but I plan on taking the initiative from the beginning. Hi Carrie, it's me, from earlier. I don't think I ever got a chance to introduce myself. I try my best to avoid sounding nervous. Walking up to a girl sitting by herself is pretty noticeable to everyone else in the hall. My name is Hiryu.
Hello. Thanks for earlier.
She's still pretty on the edge. Perhaps I should just apologize to her and make a quick retreat. I'm sorry for walking up to you so suddenly.
Don't worry. I don't normally have people to eat with, so I'm glad.
She abruptly stops speaking after giving a sign of gratitude. Her cheeks turn a rosy shade of red, and she directs her eyes away from me. I guess she's embarrassed. It dislikes me as odd as to why she's alone. Aside from her lack of self-confidence, she seems like a fairly nice person.
I had an illness.
She goes straight onto why she's so alone. I never asked her, but I'm glad she thinks of me as close enough to her to explain to me, even though we just met. Though, given that she seems so introverted, maybe I am the only person that is.
For a while, I was immobilized. As recently as last week.
Is that why she told me earlier that she needed to find out what class she was in? Her face continues to grow to deeper shades of red. Maybe I should converse with her to ease her explanation. Though with her personality I don't know if it actually help. I can understand, I guess. I'm new here, so I don't really have anyone to eat with. It's not really as relatable as illness, though. A kind of regret opened my mouth. Her though continues moving her lips gently let out on stable speech patterns.
I've been here since last year.
That's actually pretty sad though. If she's been here this long, how come she's alone? Even with the illness, you'd expect her friends would still speak to her after all. Though I'm making assumptions, for all I know she could be a good friend with classmates just as eating school was upset. My gut feeling goes with my former conclusion in spite of the idea. She delicately twirls the hair on the tip of the braid nervous during the lag time of our conversation. I can't really think of anything to say, so I decide to do something instead. It's bold, but I tear a sheet of paper from one of my books and scribble my phone number on it. If you ever need anyone to keep you company, then you can call me anytime. Or if you see me around school, just say hi. I doubt she'll do later, anyway. To downplay the forwardness of my actions, I think of the cheesiest quote I can and continue speaking. Words of a future flock together.
You're giving me your number?
Though her voice is quiet, I can still sense she's a bit shaken up. I thought giving it to her would be acceptable in this day and age. People are practically dependent on their phones now. Still, giving your number to someone of the opposite sex will probably remain direct for years to come.
Thank you.
For some reason, she thanks me. Her pale fingers stretch out toward her bag, and she gently takes out a rated pink and cute-looking phone. I didn't know anyone still used phone straps, but the daffodil charm swings in the air as she enters my number, her body shaking slightly all the while.
You're the first in the non-relative section.
Clinching her sentences smile, she gazes at me. I smile back, of course, which in itself takes me a bit of courage, but her eyes quickly dart away to break out our state of eye contact. She goes red again, and her mouth is slightly ajar, leaving her lips to glisten as the sunlight enters on the window beside us. The chimes of the bell resonate through the room. I guess it's time to get prepared to go to the class again. Carol stands and shyly looks toward me as expecting me to say something, which, luckily for her, I do. I enjoy speaking to her, even if she don't say very much. Like I said, feel free to contact me anytime. So right now, I guess you should head back to class.
Okay.
She trots along my side, slightly behind me, probably to keep her blushing face hidden, I guess. She seems to have an outgoing head. We part ways when I reach my classroom, with her giving me a hardly audible farewell once we do. The wooden chair behind my back is rigid and sticks into me causing slight discomfort. My eyes dart across the page toward me, looking for information that could make my life easier. I hate homework. Words echo around the room as I speak solemnly to myself. I thought that it would be easier to just copy the answers straight from the textbook, but apparently they are not here. This heavy workload, however, does seem to compensate for the later tranquil day at school. I did meet something interesting too. The blossom of rose on her cheeks, her silky golden hair, and her hushed voice. Carol's presence will be minuscule by many, but I can get her off my mind. Here you, dinner almost ready. Calls on my mother reached my ear. I was just about to give up on my homework. It's not good for another week anyway, so I close the book and haphazardly toss it back in the shelf. The smell of cooking guides me away towards the door, but just as I am about to leave my room, something stops me. My cell phone chimes and vibrates slightly in my desk, leaving me to consider who might be calling. If you ever need anyone to keep you company, then you can call me anytime. Or if you see me around school, just say hi. That's right, I gave Carrie my number, didn't I? I was really expecting her to call me, but I guess she was probably checking that I was giving her a fake number as a joke. Are you coming? I'll be down in a minute. Probably not a minute, but shouldn't be that long. I might just tell Carrie to call me back, but the last I can do is answer the phone. I pick up the device from my desk and answer the call. Carrie breathes through the speaker, her nervousness all too apparent even through a mobile call. Hello? Carrie?
Hello? I wanted to see if you'd answer.
Exactly what I was expecting. Carrie's voice seemed a lot clearer and the nervousness I had once heard is pretty much gone. It's because she's speaking to me in person. Of course I'd answer. I gave you my number, didn't I?
You did. Thank you.
You didn't think it was fake, did you? I teased her about it. To be honest, if she gave me her number, I would probably think it was fake too. That is, if she was so timid anyway. If her personality was different, she would probably be pretty popular. Don't worry, I'm only teasing.
Oh,
This girl just met seems pretty abnormal, but I can't deny her response was adorable. You seem fairly relaxed. I call her out on the contrast of her speech patterns. I already know the answer, but I just want to show her that she can speak to people clearly if she just tries.
I find it easier speaking to people over the phone. I'm sorry if it seems rude.
No, it's fine.
I call my father a lot.
She'd say I was their first non-relative contact.
I really wanted to speak to you.
Her stutter flared up again. The concept of calling someone from school is still probably quite foreign to her. Here you generally go cold and straight. I get another shot for the dining room. By now my family has probably started eating without me. It's quite a traditional thing in this house for everyone to eat it together. I will have to tell Carrie to call me back. I'd like to speak to you, but do you think you can call me back? Probably in about half an hour. My dinner is ready and my mother is being quite persistent about it.
Oh, okay.
Carrie sounds a bit dejected about it, but there's nothing I can do. My mother is quite strict at times, and she probably scold me for ignoring her if I don't go now. Carrie and I bid temporary farewells, and I head downstairs, leaving the phone in my desk. An aromatic smell hits my nostrils as I enter the dining room. 3 pairs of eyes are looking in my direction. It seems my family are well into their meals. Finally decided to join us, brother? My little sister gave me a cheeky remark as I pull out the chair next to her and sit down to feast upon my now lukewarm meal. I am too lazy to make way with it. How is school? You went about an hour early, didn't you? You knew about that? I did tell you the clock was broken before you left. Oh, so that's what she was trying to tell me. You can hardly call it before I left. I was out the door at that point. Well, that's the school is good for you, brother. Don't tell him about it next time. My father lets an exuberant laugh as continue eating. I don't think he realized that no matter what time I get to school, classes don't start until they are scheduled to. In retrospect, I did get something out of going to school early today. I only have met Carrie otherwise. That reminds me, son. Have you met any fit girls? I asked you at breakfast and didn't hear a response. Lá veio o velho de novo perguntar sobre guria na escola. Ai. That's because it was a stupid question. I concordo contigo, mãe. Interrupting my father, just as she did before, my mother joins the conversation. Perhaps I should actually give him an answer. won't stop asking me otherwise. E agora? There's someone. My relationship with Carrie is somewhat primitive. At least, in a sense. I have not known her for more than a day and talking to her over the phone. I can deny I find her cute, attractive even. But I don't think it is the time or place to be thinking about that sort of thing. Telling my father about her don't seems like a good idea in the slightest. Don't worry, son. That was the only answer I ever need. The look on it, your face, I know what it means. Go get her, son. Ok, tá bom, valeu pelo apoio moral. My father gives me a thumbs up from across the table, and my mother bats him a scornful expression. He's not a pervert like you. You don't have to listen to him, Hiro. A clean plate sits in front of me as I finish up the elements of my meal. I want to leave the room quickly so I don't have to face any more questions my father might conjure up. I stand up from the chair, moving to the sink to quickly wash my dish. The thought of Carrie lingered in my mind as I leave the room and make my way step by step up the stairs. It's not unreasonable to suggest that I could end up in that sort of relationship with her. There's no sign for her having any friends aside from myself, and she is pretty attractive to be honest. Let my mind wander like this is good. Letting my mind wander like this isn't good. It's too early to think about developing my relationship with her. We just met this morning. On the top of Carrie, I need to call her back in a minute. Waiting for her to call again is the efficient use of time. Swing it open, the door to my room creaks as I enter. My eyes shift towards my desk and reach out for my phone. Clutching the phone in my hand, I read out the last number that called, and Carrie's number appears on the screen. It doesn't take long for her to pick up. I wondered if she was waiting for me. It was a pretty quick answer.
Hello?
Hey Carrie, where were we?
We weren't really talking about anything.
That's right. We aren't really talking about anything particular before. How about we talk for a bit then?
About what?
Carrie's stutter flares up again. It's kind of cute, but I won't really tell her that. What I'm saying? What about Robbie?
Hobbies?
Yeah, I know you like literature, but is there anything else you like? Carrie paused for a brief moment and the sound of her breathing flows out of the speaker beside my ear.
I like the harp.
The harp? You mean the instrument?
Yes, I can play it.
So she can play the harp. That reminds me. So it's like the school's logo then?
The harp is a classical Celtic instrument.
That must be it. I'm sure Wales is a Celtic country.
What about yours?
My what?
Your hobbies.
She wants to know my hobbies? Well, if I ask her the question after all. The problem is I can't really think of anything that I would consider a hobby. There's nothing notable.
Oh. Would you like to borrow one of my books?
Sharing a hobby with her would be a bad thing. I guess I could give it a go. Sure, you can lend me one you like.
Okay. Will you meet me at lunch? So I can give it to you.
Yeah, that's fine. Thinking back on what my father had said before, I can definitely say that I like her. Too, in what way is hard to tell. It's not unreasonable to say there's a possibility. It's kind of sweet after all. So I don't know, I shouldn't really think about it now.
Thank you. I promise you'll enjoy reading it.
I imagine Carrie pulling a quick smile to match the enthusiasm she put into that statement. She must really have a passion for reading, beyond waiting to study literature. I'm looking forward to it. I hear a voice that scares coming from the end of the line. I guess someone must be calling to her.
Sorry. My father's calling me for dinner.
Oh, don't worry. I left for dinner earlier. You go and have yours. I'll see you out at school tomorrow.
Okay. I'll see you then. Goodbye.
Bye. The line fires sound as Carrie hangs up, and I place the phone back down on my desk once again. For the first time this past fortnight, I'm actually looking forward to going to school. Carrie and I have seemed to have developed quite a good friendship within just the course of a day. It's quite surprising, really. As I return to the seat by my desk, I peer at the sprawl of papers I had left lying before me. Oh, right. I was doing homework. There's nothing else I can think of doing, so I reach up to the shelf where I had left my home workbook and continue on with the task I was doing. If I get out of the way now, maybe we'll have more time later in the week to speak to Carol again. Ok, e assim terminou o primeiro dia. Vamos então save aqui no primeiro dia. E continuamos no próximo. 37 minutos. Nossa. Foi mais longo do que eu esperava, mas obrigadão para quem está acompanhando. E até a próxima.